Hello friends. So our today's topic is the second part of chromatography. In the previous video I have already covered the some of the major portion of which is of introductory part of chromatography. Now the second part of it, like what it is. So the chromatography is the technique we performed in laboratory which is having the ability to separate the molecules using the partitioning characteristics. Partitioning characteristics means the interaction variation between the molecules in the stationary phase and the mobile phase along with the analyte. And here in this technique is used to separate, as I have already told, the molecules and the components from the sample. Now, based on the differences in the rate at which the components of the mixture move through a porous medium under the influence of some solvent or gas, means the basis of the chromatography technique is the variation, the differences in the rate at which the components in the mixture separate between the both the phases is the principle behind the chromatography. The interaction variation, the how the ability of that component of the sample towards the stationary phase and the mobile phase, so that if any of the component is having the interaction more towards the stationary phase, will stick to the stationary phase, and the other component or the molecule of the sample which is having more interaction towards the mobile phase, which is the solvent phase, so that molecules which is having the more interaction towards the mobile phase will elute first through the chromatographic column, and the molecule which is having interaction more towards the stationary phase, which is the static phase, will elute afterwards. So this is the principle which I have just explained. The principle of chromatography is like dissolve like prefer like. So here dissolve like prefer like means the polar molecules will attract the polar ones and the non-polar will attract the non-polar one. So basically almost all the forms of chromatography is the partitioning or the distribution coefficient. So here distribution coefficient means the concentration of the component in the stationary phase to the concentration of the component in the mobile phase, means the concentration of the components differs in both the phases. Now here through this diagram we can understood what's the principle behind this technique. So here there is a column in which the chromatography technique will be performed. Here the stationary phase will be there. Okay, the stationary phase is porous type so that the molecules can interact with it. Then the solvent is there, that is the mobile phase, which will carry the sample which we will load in the column, and the sample is having the A and B components in it. So here as you can see in the second column, the components has been separated separated from the solvent, the components have been separated from the sample through the mobile phase, the solvent. Okay, then after some time in the third column you can see that the sample component A, okay, we can assume it the both the sample is A and B. So the sample component A, the molecule of the sample A is having interaction more towards the stationary phase, that's why it elutes later. That's why we can see it for after the blue one, because the blue one is having more affinity towards the mobile phase, so the blue one is eluting first and then the yellow one will elute. See here in the last two columns, the blue one which is having more interaction towards the solvent phase, the solvent one which is the carrier, which will allow the sample to pass through the column. So the component of the sample which is having more interaction towards the mobile phase will elute faster through the column, and the one which is having the more interaction towards the stationary phase will elute afterwards. And as I have told you in the previous video, the first part of the chromatography, that when the components will get eluted from the column, then we can see some of then the detector will, in the system the detector is there, so that the detector will detect the components eluted through, from the column. And then the a system is there in which some of the peaks can be shown, and that peaks will represent, number of peaks will represent the number of components, and the width of the peak will determine the amount of the concentration of the component. And that system where we can see these peaks and all the time of illusion and all is called as the chromatogram. Now the sample preparation. See, there are this slide I have given just for precise information about the sample preparation. Otherwise, many times we are supplied the we have been supplied by the sample, so that we have what to do is only to detect the components from the sample. Our work is mainly that we have to detect the component from the sample what we wanted or desired. Or otherwise, if we wanted to make the samples, then for different types of chromatographic methods are there. Okay, we will come to know this in the other slides, that different types of methods are there for different components to be separated, okay, accordingly to the sample, according to the phases. So different process can be there, but this is the basic of sample preparation. Okay, so sample preparation can involve the crushing and the dissolution. Okay, the crushing and the dissolution of the sample can be of solid, liquid. Okay, then the chemical digestion with the acid or the alkali. Then the chemical digestion is needed with the acid or the alkali for its further good process. Then sample extraction is there, means if the sample which we wanted to extract, means the sample through which we wanted to separate our desired component should be free from the unwanted material which we not wanted to be there in our sample. Then sample cleanup, then the further step, when the sample is extracted, then the other unwanted materials which are left is cleaned up. Then pre-concentration, this sample pre-concentration is very important step. Then the classification of chromatography. So there are different types of classifications according to the interaction of solute to the stationary phase. Here solute means that component only. Then on the basis of chromatographic bed shape, on the basis of the physical state of the mobile phase. So here in this video we will only deal about the basis of interaction of solutes to the stationary phase, and the next we will deal in the third part of chromatography. So the first one is adsorption chromatography. So this is the type of mechanism, okay, which can be followed in different types of techniques. We will see it later. This adsorption chromatography uses two types of phase, that is the stationary phase and the mobile phase. Okay, here the stationary phase is in solid state. Okay, stationary phase is solid, and the mobile phase can be liquid or gas. So what happens in adsorption chromatography is, this adsorption chromatography is the analytical separation technique in which there is interaction between the adsorbent and the adsorbate. So what is this adsorbent and adsorbate? The substance or the component of the sample which we wanted to get separated through this chromatographic technique, okay, is get adsorbed on the surface. Okay, and that's that component which is get adsorbed is called as what? Two I have told, adsorbent and adsorbate. Okay, adsorbent and adsorbate. So the substance which is get adsorbed, so on the surface which it get adsorbed is called as adsorbent, that surface, and the substance is adsorbate. Okay, so here it works because there is balance. Okay, when there is an equilibrium, when we put the solvent, when we put the sample in that column, solvent is there, the stationary phase is there. Okay, then the sample on the basis of the adsorption mechanism, that the adsorbent and the adsorbate interaction, the solute interaction towards the adsorbent, then what happens, that when it will reach to the equilibrium, then we can observe that the mixture which is having, the mixture means the sample here which is having the components, we can say it as x and y, then it slowly it gets separated. And in what principle? In the principle of the interaction between the adsorbent and the adsorbent, means interaction between the solute, means the component, to the stationary phase. Then partition chromatography. So this partition chromatography is a mechanism in which the both the phases are the solvent, okay, but one phase is immobilized. And this is a form of chromatography in which we can use this mechanism on the other different techniques of chromatography, like thin film chromatography. In this we can use. Here what happens, this is the basic chromatography principle, where there is interaction between the both the phases along with the analyte. The analyte means the sample which we loaded in the column to separate the components from it, get adsorbed to the mobile phase and to the stationary phase on the basis of its interaction ability towards the phases. Then ion exchange chromatography. This is a process in which there is separation of the ions and the polar molecules, okay, based on their affinity to the ion exchanger. Means here what happens in this ion exchange chromatography is, in the column when we add the sample is having its own see, it is written, the sample is having its own ions, and the stationary phase here is having the ion exchangers, okay. There are two types of ion exchangers, the anion exchangers and the cation exchangers. So the sample which we loaded in the column is also having the ions, and the stationary phase is also eluting the ions, so that what happens, then there is the exchange of ions takes place. So what happens, the ion exchanger in the stationary phase exchanges the ion according to according to its interaction, like positive will attract to the negative and the negative will attract to the positive. So the sample here what we added is having, it is a protein mixture, it is added to the column which is having the cation exchanger. So in the column, in the stationary phase, there is cation exchanger. This cation exchanger means this cation exchanger will attracted to the negative surface, means this cation exchanger is positively charged, and this will attracted to the oppositely charged ions of the sample. So here what happens, the positively charged proteins, the sample which we have added is having the positively charged proteins, this will binds to the negatively charged beads. These beads are what? The resins. This are what it is, insoluble matrix, which is in stationary phase. These beads are stationary phase, which is having what? Cation exchangers. What are these cation exchangers? Which are positively charged, and what which are negatively charged. And what these cation exchangers will do, these cation exchangers will attract the positively charged proteins from the sample. In the same way, the negatively charged proteins flows through, means it is the process of ion exchanges. So the ion will be exchanged, the ions of the stationary phase and the mobile phase will get exchanged with each other, and the positively will binds to the negative and the negative will binds to the positive. So here what happens, as here the stationary phase is having the negatively charged ion, and so it will bind to its opposite ions, and the others which are left, say that is negatively charged ions, will flow through the column. Then size exclusion chromatography, the last one. So what happens here, this chromatography mechanism separates the component on the basis of the size, okay, on the basis of the size by filtration through a gel. What happens here is, the small here in the column there is porous polymer beads are there. Okay, as we have studied in ion exchange, here is also beads are there. And when we add the protein mixture to the column which is having the polymer beads, here the polymer beads is the stationary phase, and this sample, okay, when we add the sample, then the what happens, the small molecules will diffuse in the pores. This is the porous stationary bed. So what happens, the small molecules of the solvent, when we will add in the column, they will diffuse in the pores, and their flow through the column is retarded according to their size. Because what happens here is, when the small molecules of the sample get diffused into the pores of the stationary phase, then they cannot elute, means they will elute later. Their illusion rate is retarded as they are attracted towards the they diffuse towards the pores. So the large molecules which do not enter the pores, which do not diffuse the pores, are eluted in the column void volume. So this is the size exclusion chromatography. So what we understood up to here is that in adsorption chromatography there is interaction between the adsorbent and the adsorbent. In partition chromatography there is interaction between the two phases along with the sample molecule. In ion exchange chromatography there is exchange of ions of the solvent and the stationary phase. In size exclusion chromatography we saw that the molecules which get diffused in the pores get retarded as compared to the other molecules which do not enter to the pores. So thank you for listening. Wait for the third part. Stay tuned. Thank you.